Good evening, viewer. Welcome to our Globe TV. Here's breaking news. Yes, the sun will be at peak activity this year, providing a rare opportunity to study how solar storms and radiation could affect future astronauts on the red planet. In the months ahead, two of NASA's Mars spacecraft will have an unprecedented opportunity to study how solar flares, giant explosions on the sun's surface could affect robots and future astronauts on the red planet. That's because the sun is entering a period of peak activity called solar maximum, something that occurs roughly every 11 years. During solar maximum, the sun is especially prone to throwing fiery tantrums in a variety of forms, including solar flares and coronal mass ejections that launch radiation deep into space. When a series of these solar events erupts, it's called a solar storm. Earth's magnetic field largely shields our home planet from the effects of these storms, but Mars lost its global magnetic field long ago, leaving the red planet more vulnerable to the sun's energetic particles. Just how intense does solar activity get on Mars? Researchers hope the current solar maximum will give them a chance to find out before sending humans here. Space agencies need to determine, among many others details, what kind of radiation protections astronauts would require. For humans and assets on the Martian surface, we don't have a solid handle on what the effect is from radiation during solar activity, said Shannon Carey, University of Colorado's Boulder's Laboratory for Atmospheric and Space Physics. Carey is principal investigator for NASA's MAVEN Mars Atmosphere and Volatile Evolution Orbiter, which is managed by NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland. I had actually loved to see the big one at Mars this year, a large event that we can study to understand solar radiation better before astronauts go to Mars. Observes radiation, solar particles and more from high above Mars, the planet's thin atmosphere can affect the intensity of the particles by the time they reach the surface, which is where NASA's Curiosity rover comes in. Data from Curiosity's Radiation Assessment Detector, or RAD, has helped scientists understand how radiation breaks down carbon-based molecules on the surface, a process that could affect whether signs of ancient microbial life and preserved there. The instrument has also provided NASA with an idea of how much shielding from radiation astronauts could expect by using caves, lava tubes or clip faces for protection. When a solar event occurs, scientists look both at the quantity of solar particles and how energetic they are. You can have a million particles with low energy or 10 particles with extremely high energy, said RAD's principal investigator Don Hassler of the Boulder, Colorado office of the Southwest Research Institute. While MAVEN's instruments are more sensitive to lower energy ones, RAD is the only instrument capable of seeing the high energy ones that make it through the atmosphere to the surface where astronauts would be. When MAVEN detects a big solar flare, the orbiter's team lets the Curiosity team know so they can watch for changes in RAD's data. The two missions can even assemble a time series measuring changes down to the half second as particles arrive at the Martian atmosphere, interact with it and eventually strike the surface. Behind this exclusive report, Globe TV, Delhi, Bharat.